Hello everyone, welcome to a new video for Ethereum price prediction based on Elliott Wave analysis. Don't forget to support this channel with a like and a subscribe, of course, if you didn't yet, for more updates. And you can leave your comments and questions, of course, below. I would be glad to answer it. So starting with the Ethereum on the weekly chart, as we saw in the last analysis, a very, very deep analysis, by the way, for Ethereum that we did in the latest videos, where we have discovered, of course, that we are in a very simple chart for Ethereum where we can see 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 finished impulse towards the upside on the weekly chart. And this regarding 3 full cycles where we have seen a finished impulse already, where based on Elliott Wave theory, which is the most simple theory, where when you see an impulse 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, after this you want to see an ABC correction. And this is exactly what we see here on Ethereum. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, and a C. Very possible, very high possibility for a wave C towards downside, and we're gonna explain why exactly this in this area, focusing of course on the data that we got from Ethereum to predict this wave C. And we don't really see any high bullish scenario, of course. That is one, but it is very, very low possibility. I'm gonna explain. So let's move on to the daily chart. On the daily chart, if we can look here, we see in our scenario where we are talking about this area where we can get or collect some information for the price prediction for the next weeks. As you can see here, we have finished our wave 5 as a cycle, which it could be considered as a wave 1, right? After your wave 1, you want to see an A, B, and a C as a wave 2, and then a move up towards the upside massively and explosively. So in this area here, after a correction, very clear correction, A, B, and a C, 3 waves down or 5 waves down, 3 waves up, 5 waves down, forming a perfect zigzag. Is that correction was enough for the full 3 cycles to make such a small correction? Probably it is not. And the information given in this part of the chart is the most precious information that we can have. If you are impulsive, you want to look for 3 patterns and to make sure that it exists based on Elliott Wave rules and theory. First of all, if you want to look for an impulse as 5 waves towards the upside, we cannot really read any impulse exactly here, especially that the price action has just a range sideways, right? And if we want to consider that this is a 1, a 2, 3, your wave 4 has already interfered with your wave 1 zone, which is not allowed as Elliott Wave rules. Therefore, we cannot consider an impulse starting in this part here. Okay, so let's say this is a zigzag towards the upside, zigzag towards the downside, another one up and another one down, and finally one up for a diagonal in a wave 5. This looks like a perfect diagonal, but only one thing which is not looking great, and unfortunately it is a rule that we cannot break, which is your wave 5 has overshooted until it became bigger than your wave 3. So by all means, if we take the fib levels taken from this wave 3 to the wave 4 here, and we set, let's say, as a zigzag just to get the wave, the 1 fib level, so you are not allowed to exceed the 1 to 1 fib level taken from the 3, right, and based on the 4. This is your maximum allowed price action for your wave 5. Unfortunately, we have overshooted, even correcting it, and then even overshooting again as a zigzag. Therefore, we cannot consider this even as a diagonal. If you want to look for a 1, 2, 1, 2, which is the last pattern left for us as bullish scenario. If we are looking at 1, 2 here, yeah, we can possibly find some impulse here internally as just as a wave 1. So we can take this as 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, everything is fine, everything looking fine. Also impulse towards the upside, then correction. So we have 1, 2, 1, 2. Then you have your wave 3 towards the upside, where you see only 2 waves in a zigzag. Suddenly, ABC, your wave 4 has interfered directly inside your 1, 2, invalidating this impulse towards the upside. So therefore, there is no good indication for a bullish scenario, unless there is only one thing. It is a WXY finished, of course, in this point, where we can see a W was a zigzag, an X, of course, was another regular flat. I would say not zigzag here, regular flat, and also an expanding or running flat for a wave Y, which is very, very rare. We tend to see a running flat in wave X, much more in a wave Y. However, it's still, of course, possible. Zigzag, regular flat, and running flat, finishing a WX and a Y. Yeah, which is not really nice to see, because actually it was preferably that your wave X even goes to this far, where you have here in a W and then a wave X and then a wave Y in a zigzag, which is much more preferably. However, your wave Y in this case scenario is very small based on the W and on the time also of the X. Therefore, yeah, it reduces even the possibility for this WXY as well. However, it's still possible, but it is a very, very low possibility. Therefore, the only thing left here is a bearish scenario with an unfinished correction. An unfinished correction as ABC, as mentioned in the monthly chart or weekly chart, where we see a possible big correction ABC after 3 cycles, bullish cycles. It is very possible that we are looking for a wave C towards the downside. Your wave C should be 5 waves impulsive towards the downside, or double 1, 2, right? So if we can read, if you want to read, of course, what's going on here, it is preferably to go into the 4-hour chart. We can see much more candles and data to read. Inside your wave C here, you want to have a 1, 2 and 1, 2. If you are a 1, 2 here, so it is possibly, of course, that this could be an impulse, 3 ways down, up, and then 3 ways down, and wave C, of course, towards the downside. By all means, you have 1, 2 here. Your 2 is an expanding flat ABC. So let's say this is your 1, 2, and then you got here another impulse, very perfect impulse, of course, and we're having a 1, 2 again here. So in that case, of course, yes, you have a double 1, 2, you have already started a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you want to see a wave 5. Now your wave 5 was very short, and it has went higher. So kind of, it has interrupted, of course, this impulse. Therefore, we cannot say this is impulsive anymore, right? Unless, of course, we are getting very, very bearish and we are looking for a 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's not even possible to get a triple 1, 2s, right? 1, 2, 1, 2, and 1 is higher, which is not possible, right? So therefore, now because of this, it has, of course, invalidated a 1, 2, 1, 2 towards the upside, and here we go. We can see now some prices has hit almost here. Unless we are still in 1, 2, 3, and a very, very deep wave 4. However, here, your wave 4, yeah, has interfered almost exactly. I mean, if we want to take a look exactly at it, it is exactly on the wave 1 zone. A little bit, right? So, yeah, it can be considered as invalidation and not, right? Ethereum is very weird with the price action. So, it is very, very possible that we are still in a wave 3 here, and then 4, and then 5. Of course, I would give it a less possibility with this, interfering with the zone 1. However, the last option left for us, so we don't see an impulse here, we don't see possibly a 1-2-1-2. It is still possible, but with less possibilities. However, a higher possibility is a zigzag and a zigzag for a wave 2. So 1 for a zigzag and 2 for a zigzag and another zigzag for 3, 4, and a 5. Of course, finishing a diagonal, ending diagonal for a wave C to finish this correction. Therefore, we are looking, of course, for higher prices currently for a wave 2, preferably that we reach, of course, these fib levels for a diagonal wave 2 around, all these green boxes can be a wave 2 diagonal, right? After this, of course, we want to see another zigzag with a wave 3 towards the downside, another one 4, and another one for a 5. So that was it for Ethereum. I hope that you liked this update. If you did, please press the like button and subscribe for the channel for more updates. Thank you for watching. See you in the next videos. Bye bye.